final three.
I got booed. Did you hear that?
And that's what I'm bringing up. That
hey, being booed is just applause from ghosts.
From
Phi Phi.
But the people that were with me, that some of them were booing, I said, why are you booing? And they said, well, it's because I support Sharon. And I said, well, you can support Sharon, but can't you also support? And it was a very unique thing. And what I noticed at the end of the performance was when they announced Phi Phi again and people booed again, the first thing that you did, Sharon, was you grabbed Phi Phi and you gave her a kiss and you put your hand on her back. And it almost to me seemed like it was in a reaction to, if they're booing at her, you're not going to let her hear that because you're her friend and you care about her.
At the end of the day, we're a family.
Or was I just imagining sensitivities there?
No, that's what happened.
That's what happened. No, on the show, I hated her.
But you know what? People seem to forget
her.
It's a competition.
Yeah.
And we want to win. And like people let that get in the way. And
she came for me any way she could. Miss O'Hara.
But great TV, though. I'm not gonna lie. Really compelling, intriguing
Sharon
TV.
Needles.
Yeah, but you weren't there.
I'm saying TV. I'm saying from a viewer's perspective, I've been entertained so much.
And you know what? Watching TV, you never really think of someone being on the flat screen in that box in your living room as being a person. But I was there,
yeah.
and I let Phi Phi hurt me. And I let her come for me, and I let her come for my individuality, and I let her call me a liar, and I let her call me a lot of things. And
when you say
now that it's over, you know, I worry about her.
Yeah.
I worry about what people say about her online, and I worry about the way people perceive her.
I think what she's trying to say.
No, I definitely get what you're saying.
Well,
I was just trying to let her get it all out.
Well, no, it does suck because it's like we all do know each other, and I will say that like even knowing Phi Phi way before even the show, like I even say this is open honestly. I you know what I mean, like I no shade was going through rough times, and this was the friend who helped me out of a lot of my friends. This was the friend who helped me even before RuPaul's Drag Race, and with meeting her. So, you know, I think it's funny when I meet people and they go, oh my God, Phi Phi's a bitch, she's a cunt, she's this, excuse my language, but it's like, you know, you have and I think that people, they really do believe when they watch reality TV, they know these people.
And that's their only limited perspective.
Yeah, and that's all they have, and that's the only exposure they kind of have towards the people, and I think that they need to understand that we are all human. We are all human beings. We are all people, and we all.
And
you all
suck. Bye. No,
Latrice Royale stepping in.
And I will say too that on the show, because I mean I've experienced most hate.
Latrice, how far are you?
Don't believe a word any of them say.
Okay, so I've experienced most hate from everybody, and I really wish that like the public would see how it really is, because honestly, like these are my sisters, and as much as they don't show it, we had so many good times, and we had so many like I would help.
This is getting heavy. I didn't think this was gonna be like a serious interview.
Well,
so.
I mean, it's sad
because
season
4, motherfucker.
But you know what? It's sad because like I've gotten death threats and everything, and people just don't realize like what we've been through and what we do, and then like it's fucking TV.
I think in the end,
well, Phi Phi O'Hara, she was an example of someone in their middle 20s dealing with their childhood and embarking into adulthood. She was someone who was battling the pain of being from an abusive family state, and
everyone
looking back on it, like my mom grew up in a very abusive home, and I was just talking to my mom on the phone the other day, and she said if I could become a drag queen, I would love to be Phi Phi O'Hara's dad.
Yeah.
Just to make up for it, because you know, I never really put her background into question, you know, and, you know, when someone's that angry and someone's that bitter, and, you know, someone who really wants to use television as a platform to be a villain, you know that they're coming from a place of pain, and you know what? RuPaul's Drag Race is the cheapest fucking therapy you'll ever get.
I want to thank you, and all of you so far, because all I'm saying is this, is right now, I mean, I thought this was just going to be an interview that was going to be like Laffy Taffy, whatever, but like, I think that as you go on now that the show's over and you get to meet more people and people get to meet you, that's when it becomes real that, hey, you're not just one person on 12 episodes of television, that you are real people.
I said this to Sharon a lot when I first met her, was that I thought it was funny that Sharon's she's become one of my closest friends. I mean, all these girls have.
Yeah.
But Sharon's become one of my closest friends, and I think that's crazy because I've told you this before. In the past, I'd never be friends with a queen like Sharon, but going on this show has really opened your eyes to learning and being able to, like, you know what, don't judge a book by its cover.
And we've talked a little bit about the sisterhood of all the girls that have performed on the show. I'm friends with Alexis Mateo because she's over in Tampa, and when I was talking to her yesterday, Alexis said, ask Dida and Sharon and Phi Phi who they think from seasons 1 through 3 would be good on All-Stars. Out of the 1 through 3 season queens, who do you think would, should or deserves to be on the all season?
All of season 4.
No, 1 through 3. 1 through 3.
I say all of season 4.
That's kind of a
common
answer.
But I'll say this.
Oh, if you want me to, I'll give you an honest answer. But
honestly, all of us made our mark on RuPaul's Drag Race, and we all earned our spot on RuPaul's Drag Race. So any of us really, and this might be people might consider it a pageant queen answer, but like. We all deserve a spot on All-Stars because we were all amazing on that
that's
show.
what I don't think is being understood, is that we all deserve a spot on All-Stars,
I think what also is
one.
And what I also don't think is understood is that all of us still support each other.
Amen.
So, Dida, you and Phi Phi are from Chicago, and then you're from Pennsylvania.
Pittsburgh, Transylvania.
It's very nice. After William Penn. William Penn once said, let me not go through life and not do a good thing. No, I'm sorry. I can't remember the quote, so I'm not going to even attempt to BS it.
Well, you know who else came from Pittsburgh? Andy Warhol. And he said, one day everyone will have their 15 minutes of fame. Well, I had my 15 episodes.
Very nice.
Oh, amen.
What's the background of the name? I get intrigued. Is Phi Phi O'Hara the full name, or is there any other house name or middle name?
It was Phoenix O'Hara. Because my drag mom is Asia O'Hara from Texas, because I grew up in Texas. And then when I moved to Chicago, this one, Dida Ritz, would always call me Phi Phi or Fufa or Phonics for a while, and then it just stuck. So
Phoenix, the mythical bird that rises from the ashes and the flames.
You know what? And it's funny because like we talk about like how my childhood is, and I kind of like resemble my childhood as the Phoenix, because as hard as it was, I rose from the ashes basically, and I'm this strong individual now. So that's why I chose Phoenix.
I have a different appreciation for you after having met you and learning more about who you were as a person. I was one of the people that initially watching it was just going, And you know what? It sucks, too, because I personally think that, are you single? You're like the most attractive guy in the whole show. Like, I had totally planned on, like, hitting on you. Well, you're taken, and Alaska Thunderfuck would kick my ass. But, I was totally, like, getting all my best game together to be like, I want to hit on Phi Phi because I want to take her out to, like, the 24-hour diner and show her Orlando, the city beautiful, and cuddle, and, like...
Are you a big spoon or a little spoon?
I am the big spoon.
Oh, see, that we'd have to sword fight.
You know what? I would be willing to be the little spoon just because it's you.
Awesome.
But I heard you were taken.
I am taken.
So therefore, I got to be respectful. I don't infringe on other people's property. So.
Yeah, he's actually really amazing. My actual ex-boyfriend left me when the show, right before the premiere.
That was someone you'd been with for a long time, I heard. Yes.
We were talking for like over 3 years. But yeah, he left me because of the show.
I'm really sorry to hear that. Dida Ritz, where'd that name come from?
Well, actually, it's funny. The last episode, Dida Von Teese. I love Dida Von Teese. She's one of my favorites. And then the Ritz-Carlton is my favorite hotel. But also, it just came from it just came from I'm a big fan of old school Hollywood.
Name yourself after a hotel girl. That's so kind.
Well, no, it's just I'm a big fan of old school Hollywood glamour actresses. I knew when I came up with my name, I was like, I want Grace Kelly, Audrey Hepburn.
It is a very, it's a very classic, glamorous name.
I want a classic glamorous name.